Hi, Dr. Tanya Farron with you. Let's get into checking out Raising the Well-Adjusted Child, a Parent's Manual. I'm going to read to you some different sections of the book so that you can get a little taste of what's inside it. Let's go through and just talk about the introduction. The adventure begins. My hands are shaking, my breathing is rapid and shallow, and I'm starting to sweat. It's my first day substitute teaching. I had no lesson plans, no one gave me any. All I have is a class full of first graders with some masking tape marking a number line on the ground. With no idea where to begin the lesson on number lines, I take off my glasses and rub my head, and one of the kiddos raises his hand and said, "You look beautiful without your glasses." And I remember this feeling coming over me of just like this calmness, thinking, you know what? They really weren't waiting for some profound statement from me at that moment. They were just first graders learning about numbers. And I felt really reassured that everything was going to be okay after this little guy said that. And that's when I knew I landed in the right career, that I, was meant to be a teacher. And so I absolutely love that. So I began working in education over 25 years ago as a classroom teacher. And when I started teaching, my eyes opened to a whole new world. I was 26 years old and newly married when I finished college, earned a degree, and landed my first teaching job. As a young woman who did not have children, I began to learn what my students needed from their parents in order to become well-adjusted children who would one day blossom into successful adults. And during my first year of teaching, I had a class full of 10 to 11-year-old students. 32 of them, in fact. I absolutely loved each day I was able to spend with them. I felt that I had landed my dream job. It was a very difficult job, but it was incredibly rewarding. I looked forward to being with my students every day, and I was genuinely excited to go to work. There were days when it was cold and dreary out, and while driving to work, I would think, what am I going to do to perk up this day? And as the leader in the classroom, I knew I was able to set the tone and the mood of the day for my students. Some days I would dress up in costume or read in a silly voice when I wanted to entertain the kids, or I would have quiet music playing when they entered the room to relax them right away. I began to learn their likes and dislikes from personal and educational perspectives. You see, as a teacher, you quickly learn how to monitor a group of humans. And my students, like most children and adolescents, were drawn to structure and routine. When my students' schedules were modified, they had a wide variety of reactions. Some students could handle it easily, others could not. I learned to create schedules and routines that my students responded to and enjoyed. I made our time together worthwhile. When you are an educator, you have the immense pleasure of truly getting to know your students. I was able to learn about their families, friendships, fears, and dreams. It was a treasured career because we, as educators, were able to be present for so many milestones in children's lives. We get to see them master the art of reading, lose their first tooth, make a friend, and experience those light bulb moments. We may even dry their tears after a skinned knee during recess. Getting to know my students also came with becoming familiar with a variety of home lives and family situations. Students often came to me with scenarios that I didn't know much about. Teaching in a modest suburban area, I came across many different living conditions. There were students who were living with both parents, a single parent, grandparents, a friend, or those that were unhoused. Some of them had parents who were ill, who had passed away, who had abandoned them. There were students whose parents had overdosed, were incarcerated, were involved in domestic violence or abuse. I have had the experience of working with children who were adopted or in foster care. Some children experienced a variety of situations described above, and others experienced none. I am certain I have encountered just about any family situation you could imagine, and I believe that most teachers in America would say the same. In all honesty, I have loved working with them all. They have all touched my life in a very meaningful manner, leaving a profound impact, lasting impact on me. Knowing that my students lived in these unique and often difficult situations made my job all the more important to me. All I wanted was for my students to look forward to coming to class every single day. My intention was to ensure that my classroom was a safe place for them, a haven of consistency, discipline, expectations, love, and compassion. Looking back, I realized that not every child and parent liked me. That's life. However, my intentions for entering the profession were always good and kind. I feel that I have led a rewarding, successful career in education. Home environments aside, I have worked with students who have had a wide range of abilities. I have taught children who have had Down syndrome, attention deficit, hyperactivity disorder, reactive detachment disorder, and other diagnoses. Public school education is a wonderful place for students to learn, and each student learns differently. This can make teaching quite the challenge, but it also allows students to learn from each other. In my experience, I've had very few discipline situations occur in my classroom. I can count on one hand the number of students that I sent to the principal's office over 14 years. Implementing structure and routine provided the consistency my students needed to be successful and kept most discipline issues at bay. When I decided to take the leap from being a classroom teacher to an administrator, I was confident that this was what I wanted in life. As a principal, I figured I would be able to reach more students and families. I landed a job as a principal of an elementary school. Let me tell you, I was quite overwhelmed as I transitioned from 28 kids in my classroom to a school of 750 kids with no assistant principal. In this role, I continued to learn about the different dynamics of families and children. Though I mentioned experiencing a variety of home and family situations, the number of children who were living in challenging circumstances was surprising to me. The number of students who had a medical diagnosis was very eye-opening as well. My world had expanded exponentially with this new job title. Glimpsing into as many different students' lives offered infinite opportunities to learn and to love. I have had the pleasure and opportunity to meet so many amazing families. I have learned strategies, structures. I have learned lessons from my family, my peers, my community. And yes, I have made my fair share of mistakes. Through experience and by listening to incredible colleagues, I have grown and learned so much in my field. And now I want to share these lessons with you in Raising the Well-Adjusted Child, a Parent's Manual. Parenting, the most important job. During a recent meeting, a colleague shared a motivational video with teachers in which teachers told themselves, "I am just a teacher." Without any inclination of self-confidence, the teachers in the videos felt like their job was less important than that of a company's CEO. My immediate reaction was that there is no way that being a teacher is any less meaningful than being a CEO. As educators, we are molding the future. As cliche as that sounds, it is the truth. Similarly, as a parent, please do not refer to yourself as just a mom or just a parent. The job you are doing as a parent is the most important profession there is, and you are the most influential person in your child's life. You are molding the minds, habits, and future of your child. They will be looking to you for guidance, love, and support. Parenting is the most important and incredible job of all. As an administrator, I always wished that I had a handbook or a manual to hand out when a parent was grasping at straws with their child. So I decided to write the book I wished I had back then. This book was my way of providing you with the strategies and structures that worked with my students and my children. As a mom and a career woman, I have worked hard to make the best parenting decisions in the moment. Some decisions flopped, and some were hugely successful. Combining my 25 plus years of personal parenting and educator experience, I have learned a thing or two and wish to share my ideas with you. My goal for the book is to provide you with a helpful and approachable parenting resource. This book will help stimulate new ideas on parenting and will allow you to have positive interactions with your child. Most importantly, this book will ensure you that you never feel alone in this parenting journey. The fact that you are reading this book is a great first step. It is a testament to the love you have for your child, your family, and yourself. Seeking out novel solutions and utilizing resources is always better than doing nothing. Let me be your partner in this adventure. You are not alone. Best of luck to you in your parenting journey. I know you'll do great. So that was just the introduction of my book, Raising the Well-Adjusted Child, A Parent's Manual. You can check it out on Amazon right now, May 5th, 2025. This book is on a super sale of as low as prices I can get them, because my goal is to get this in the hands of every parent. Thank you so much for watching. I would appreciate it if you could continue to like my videos and join me on this parenting video, or on this parenting journey, I should say. Thank you so much. Have a great rest of your day.